Hello everyone and welcome to our first ever live stream. Actually this live stream was supposed to happen yesterday, but there was a lot of confusion and technical difficulties, due to which we had to cancel the idea of the live stream and convert it into a premiere for today. So I hope it doesn't mind, and if you have decided to ask some questions in the live stream via chat, you can ask us in the premiere chat also, and I will be there to help you out. And then without any further ado, let's get started. So as you can see in the premiere description and title, we are going to make a fake virus using just this notepad. So let me give you a rough preview type of thing, how the virus would look after the whole the code is written and executed. So let me open. I already made one. So it would look something like this. It would give a pop-out message of Windows by Windows Virus Detector, and it is say I have copy pasted this message from the net, and you can see it looks pretty much original, and it does not matter where I click on the buttons, but it would do the same thing. So I am clicking on abort, then it would give some error messages. After it will open the command prompt after the error messages. So it is writing, "Are you scared?" And you can, as you can see, it wrote my name. This means that if you run this notepad file, that is a VBS script. I will explain that in a sec. But if you run this VBS script in your computer, then instead of this Aryan, it would give the username of your laptop. So that, if that makes sense, you can understand it. And again, this does not matter where you click on it, it gives the same message. So you can see it is writing some code and messages, and then some error messages again, and then it is just writing some command prompt commands, and then this is all fake. Okay, so you can see it is asking me whether I want to delete all directories and files and all that or not. So again, it does not matter where I click, it would do the same thing. So you can see, if you are excited to make this virus, hit a like and subscribe to our channel for more such content. And without enough further ado, let's get started in making of the virus. So first of all, we need a notepad file, that is it. And now we need to save the file first. Okay, so there is a way of saving this file. First, let me select my folder, and then I will write, and instead of .txt extension, we will use .vbs extension, that stands for Visual Basic Script, or it's something like that, and it's made by Microsoft. So after VBScript script file. Okay, so after this, save, click on the save button, and your file is ready. And now we can write some code in it. So first we need to create an object. If you know programming, you must know what is an object, but if you don't know, no problem. An object here in this case is the virus itself. So we need to create an object. We need to define that this is something, we are going to do something. Okay, so for that we will write set wshShell is equal to WScript.CreateObject, and in the brackets we will write WScript.Shell. So this creates the object for us, and here this object is a virus. So this is going to be a virus, right? So this would set the code for creating an object. Now, as if you saw that my it was using my username which I had inputted in my laptop. So for that we need to grab the username of the author. So for that you need to write strName, this is my variable, and wshShell.ExpandEnvironmentStrings. Oh, oops, I forgot to put a dot here. Yes, now it's correct. And here we will grab the username, right? So for that we need, in double quotations, this is the percentage symbol, and in caps you need to write username. So this line would grab the username of the author, whoever's computer the code is running on. So now we need to make our first message box. So let me copy the message from my old script only to save time. So let me open the file. Okay, so wait, yes, first we need to create a message box, and in the message box we will write the same content as this file. So let me copy the virus message, as I took these messages from the net, and okay, it's done, and I copied and paste. Okay, so let me fix a few sentences here to make it look more original. So warning, the file you have opened is not safe, and a traces of malware and viruses attached. Here there should be a full stop, right? Click abort to close the program, and here should be a semicolon. Yes, click retry to open the program again. Here should be a semicolon and small cap C. Click ignore to ignore the problem and continue. Okay, now we have copied the error message. It does not matter where you click, it would be the same. So whatever text you want to write here you can write, but I am choosing this text which I copied from the net because I want to make it as original as it can be. Now you have to do this 2 plus 60, and then if you saw you can rewind the replay the premiere and see that when I was running the code, on the pop-up it showed Windows Virus Detector. So for that you need to write here Windows Virus, if I can spell that correctly, Windows Virus Detector. So this is it for the message box. Now we want the script to sleep for some time so that it does not go boom 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 boom, boom and the code is done and the user cannot see a single message. So we want to make the script sleep. So for that we need to write WScript.sleep and 1000. This, I think it means 10 seconds or something, I'm not sure, but I think it's 10 seconds. And now again there would be a message box, and this time it would be this: intrusion detected, attempting to remove files. Okay, so I have just copy pasted, and this time it would be an error message. So for error message you will need to write 48. If the error messages, you will hear a sound. If you rewind the script and rewind the premiere and see, you will hear a sound while this pop-up was coming, right? So that's because of this error. Okay, now we again want to make the script sleep for this time 4 seconds, and then again a message box, and that to an error one. So I'm just copying it, if that makes sense, because it's just copy pasting the script. Okay, so the first 3 message box pop-outs we made, and now we are going to open the command prompt and all that. So let's make the script sleep. WScript.sleep, and this time for a longer time, and then our last message box, and this time it would be an error message, 48 error, right, for error message, and this is the pop out and 48 error. Okay, now we need to make the script sleep again, and this time for 10 seconds again. Now we shall open the command prompt. If you remember the code, open the command prompt. So for that, this is the script. Wait a second, let me confirm from here. Yes, okay. Dot run, the extension is dot run, and we want to, wait a second, I am explaining this line. So if you know how to use run, that's Windows R, so this would open run, and if we write cmd here and click on OK, then it would open the command prompt for us. So this line does the same, it opens run and types cmd. Now we need to press enter, right? So no, enter, we need to make the script sleep. Yes, script.sleep, 4 seconds maybe, and then we need to wshShell.sendKeys CLS. Okay, so this line, what it does, send keys means we are sending the input of the keyboard. That is, if we type O, we click on O, then it would say, if we write here O, suppose we write here O, so it would input O in the command prompt. We are sending the key O key to the computer. Okay, so for here we are writing CLS, it's again a command in the command prompt, and you can check what it does yourself. And then we are making the script sleep again, and this time for a very few time, so that the user cannot read fast what the command is doing. Otherwise, suppose there is an expert of computer on whom we are trying to prank, and he would understand that what CLS does. So if he sees the word CLS, then the whole prank would be flopped, right? So we need to shorten this sleep time, but we need some sleep time, otherwise while the computer is loading, before it has loaded, it would run the next command. So we don't want that, because then the system would, then this code would crash, right? So we are making it sleep for a very minute second. So now we are pressing enter, wshShell.sendKeys. For enter, you need this type of brackets and write enter in caps. Okay, so this would enter. Now you saw how I wrote "Are you scared, Aryan?" For my case it was Aryan, for your case it may be any it may be your name, maybe if you have put that in your username. So for that messages, it's simple to do. We need to do this: wshShell.sendKeys, first A, then make the script sleep, WScript.sleep, and again for a very small time, so that it would be like it is writing in a flow and not stopping A, then for some time, and then R, and like that. So if you want to write are you scared, you have to do this the same for each letter. So I'm copying pasting it. So this time R, and so on. So let me just copy paste from my other code. I did it till R, right? So see, for space you need to make a space in the string, and again let me show you. And for comma, it's a comma and again a space. So let me just copy paste from here. Ctrl C. Okay, I hope it does not bore you, because if I didn't copy paste, I had to write a lot, and this is all copy paste stuff. It does not make if I put any space here, but it looks organized, so I am placing space bars. Okay, so now we wrote how you scared, are you scared. Okay, now we need, after a comma we were getting the username, right? So for that we need to write wshShell.sendKeys strName. So if you remember, we defined what is strName here only. So now we don't have to write this whole big line again and again. Okay, so send keys, and again the script should sleep. Okay, now the script is sleeping for maybe, again let's maintain the flow 200. And now now a pop-up box came, right? It was saying a question mark, and then there were two options, yes or no. So for that box, first let me make a, what I did, I first need a question mark in the are you scared and username, and then there should be a question mark. So first let me make a question mark and send keys, and here a question mark. Okay, let me clear some space. Okay, now it's looking some organized and clean space to work on. Now for that, for the pop-up box, we need x is equal to msgbox in the brackets. Now what should the message say? So my message would say question mark, and we want two options, right? Yes and no. So for that we write 4, and these are all commands, and you can search on the web what commands of WScript, and it is developed by Microsoft, I think, and it is very good to it's not used quite often, but you can learn it if you enjoy making such stuff. And so for more commands, I am just showing the commands which are used in this script, but if you want to learn more, Google it and you will find a lot of resources. So now we need to press enter. This is so confusing. And keys and enter. I told you that we write enter like this, and then we will send the cls command, send keys and cls, and again we will press enter. So let me just, well, I could just type, it would take the same time. Okay, now we are after, so you can see it does not matter if I choose yes or no in this line, because it will execute the same thing. There is no other substitute that if user chooses yes, then execute this, if no, execute this. It does the same thing for both. So in all the pop-up boxes this is the case. Okay, so that's why this is just a fake all fake stuff. Now the way we wrote here, are you scared, in the same way we are going to write you should be. Okay, so this sentence I found to be very useful, because if someone we ask the question are you scared and someone replies yes, then you should be makes sense, and the vice versa also. If he replies no, then if we say you should be, then also it makes sense. So I am just copy pasting here, because it's easy how to send the keys, so I don't think we should waste our precious time here. And okay, after I'm just copy pasting till you should be, then after that we need to make the command, we need to make the code sleep for a bit long time, so maybe 1000. Okay, now we need to enter cls and then enter, and then exit the command prompt. Okay, so for that we will write, for cls you guys may be remembering by heart now. Wait, yes, not send keys, and not send keys, and this time cls. Again, this is to make it look clean, but it's not necessary. And shall not send keys. Okay, and here enter, and then we need to exit the command prompt. So if you use command prompt on a regular basis, you might know for exiting we write this. Okay, wait, here S should be capital, I think. Yeah, either W and S should be capital or both should be small. So now we are writing, why is this W caps? It doesn't need to be. wshShell.send keys exit. So here we made the code we made is on. Let us recap what we did till now. So for this, we first created an object, then we defined who is the user, then we made a few pop-up boxes, about 4 I think. This was from Windows Virus Detector. These 3 were error messages of 2 types. This 48 one is one type and this is other type. And then we opened the command prompt and wrote are you scared, and then we wrote the username, and then we made a small pop-up box saying yes or no. It does not matter whatever the user chooses, then but it would do the same thing. Then it would type on the command prompt you should be, and then it would exit the command prompt. So this almost half of the script we have written. So if you have made it till this, give a small appreciation and applause for yourself, and if you didn't, please try again and try to understand what is going on. So after this, we need to make the code sleep so that it does not rush, and this time would be an absolute small time for sleeping. So .sleep 100. So you can see it's the smallest. It does not matter how much time you sleep, but you guys get the point. I decided to choose 100, and so I'm choosing 100. And then we need to press enter again. I am missing. There are a lot of typos. And then again the script should sleep. And so now we successfully exited the command prompt. Now we are making a few more message boxes. So x is equal to msgbox, and I think you know this already. And let me copy the message here. Warning, severe error, and this is a directory. Okay, so control C, message box, and see, this is unable to locate this directory, and this time it would be 0 plus 48. I think yes, 0 plus 48, and then like we did earlier, that the message was from Windows Virus Detector, so that it seemed real. This time this is from Windows. It would look as if it is from Windows. Then after this message box, the script would sleep. Script for how much? It's take 500, and then again a message box would pop out. That is this: registry error 402, unable to locate file, computer may be corrupted. And this is again from 0 plus 48 Windows. So let me copy this whole thing. X is equal to message box. Wait, I don't need this. Yes. So I hope you understand, because there is no, why I'm copy pasting all this, because there is no logic in writing this error messages yourself. You can customize it as you want. I just took from the net so that the messages are as similar to as it would, this message should have been when a real virus would enter. Okay, but you can customize it as you want. So now we need to open the command prompt. wshShell.run cmd, right? If you remember this, and then again sleep, script.sleep, and again for 500. Okay, now what this code would do after exiting, it will show two error messages from Windows, which are not really from Windows. It is just a pop-out message that we created, and it would look as if it is from Windows itself. Then we will open the command prompt. Now what we need to do, let me open the command prompt first. Okay, so now we will write the command dir. So see, it's a command in the command prompt, and you can see it gives all the directories such as Pylint, Oracle, Keras, desktop, contacts, documents, downloads, favorites, logs, links, music, pictures, PyCharm projects, saved games, searches, software, templates, videos, and all that directories that are on my laptop. Okay, so we will type this message twice. We will do something like this. First we wrote dir, and in a very small span of time we will write another dir. So it will look as if the code is, if the code is running some commands and trying to hack our computer, and the virus is doing some real stuff, but in reality it is just typing dir, that stands for directory, twice. Okay, so for that we need to write dot send keys, and guess what, it's dir. Okay, that was a bad joke. Dot sleep, and see, I told you it would be a very small span between writing dir and clicking on enter. So it would be something like this. The code was write dir and enter, so no one would able to read this dirs and any dirs, because the code would run another dir as soon as then, and it would then close the command prompt. So a single dir we won't be able to read. Okay, so I found that my recording software had stopped in between, so I didn't know that it wasn't recording, and after this point it stopped recording all the parts. So I erased all the parts and will write it again. So I think I had explained you what this dir statement does, and now from here we need to write we need to send enter key, right? Because we need to press enter in order to send this dir command. So for enter, I have already told you that it's send keys, enter. Okay, so now we have written a one dir statement, and I told you that we will write two dir statements, I guess, if that part wasn't cut. So for that, first we need to make the code sleep again for about 1000 maybe. We will check that out when we are testing the code. Shell.send keys, and here again, here we will write dir, and then this would be the same thing. It's a loop because we are going to do the same thing, except for that here it would be 2000 because we want the next command to be prepared before this command executes. We don't want the next command to pop out and there would be a chaotic situation, and so that's why we will increase the sleep time. Then after this we will send the cls command, shell.send keys cls. Okay, so we have sent the cls command. We want to make the program sleep, and this one is a really short time for sleeping. You will see WScript.sleep just for 40 units, whatever that is. I am still confused. WSHell dot send enter, of course. Enter. Okay, so now we have successfully made the two dir statements, closed the program. Now, not close the command prompt, now we will write statements. Let me first show you what cls does. See, if we add cls, it would allow us to type whatever rubbish we want to type here. Okay, so when we enter cls, now we can make the program write whatever we want. So now we will make it write a statement. First we will make it write the statement dot send keys, and this time it's not a key, it's a whole statement, so that we can send the whole string without any delay. Otherwise we will have to make it sleep for at least 1 unit, and that we don't want any delay this time. Deleting the keys is that. Yes, now it looks pretty good. Okay, so after writing this much, now we will make the program sleep again, so for 40 only. So we will copy paste it. Now we will enter so that we can write another shell. Wait a second, let me see in my other screen the upcoming code. Okay, so I thought it was similar, and it is similar. It is just what do you say? After it, there will be one statement, then it would loop again. Shell dot send keys, enter. Okay, I think okay, this should be in caps, and let me check above also. Yes, now it's correct. Now after this enter, it would do something like this. It would automate this stuff. First it would like CLS, then prompting, deleting, no, prompt is that what I wrote, deleting cookies. This, it would write this for the as a virus, and then see, this is it, and then it would do CLS. So again only this much part is there, and if you see, now I will make the next CLS part so close that no one can see that it ever even wrote prompt deleting cookies. It would be so fast. Okay, if you get my point, then good, because I am not the best person to explain you, but I am trying my level best, because this is very simple in fact. So after enter, we need to put a CLS again, and then again make it sleep. Actually it's the same, this. So you can see within this much time, 120 units or less than, because this is, we can count it 80 to 90 units only, if you get my point. Because if you see how the code runs, it would write, wait 40 seconds, enter 40, and then CLS, and so approximate 100, because if you take 120 also, it is still a small time. Okay, and after this enter, we want the script to wait for a long time, because it should seem as if it is really deleting the cookies, and there is a lot of cookies in most of our computers, so it would take a lot of time. So this time we will make it sleep for 2000, and then we can do the same thing again. So we can copy this thing, I think, after 2000. Okay, yes, we can copy this. If we copy this part, okay, I missed the space, and this time instead of deleting cookies, we can do users, because there is a directory called users, I think. Wait a second. Yes, there is. I can't prove it, but there is a directory called users, and please blindly believe me that if you can. Otherwise, search in your computer for users, and then it will show you, and it will show that it is deleting the users folder, and it would be the dicto same thing, just that it is, the text is different. And then for the last thing, we would delete the C drive. Yes, is that send case and C drive. So prompt deleting drive C. drive C is, wait a second, I had taken the text from the net, how these error messages pop out, and let me check. Deleting drive C, and there is a colon. Okay, so there's a colon, and okay, I took these error messages from the net, so just cross checking so that it seems really as if it's real. Then we will make the script sleep. Okay, so thus we will make it sleep for around 200, and then he will press enter. Enter, right? Okay, so after this we shall, if you remember, there was a pop-up box, right, that was asking whether you want to delete or not, and after the stream you can just rewind and see that how the virus was working and how this code is working. You can see the similarities, and you can then relate what instances I am giving. But for now, just believe that there was a message that stated what this message: are you sure that you want to permanently delete all directories, files, subfiles, and okay, what is this? Okay, wait a second. Control C. Let me read that for you. So message box. Okay, so the message is, are you sure that you want to delete you want to permanently delete all directories, files, and subfiles in environment variable and all data? And it's asking. Okay, so after this we will put a comma, then make 4 plus 32. Okay, and then do this C and a backslash. Okay, so this is a type such as Windows Virus Detector, Windows error, and all that we have already done, and we know what that means. Then we will make the script sleep for 40. Okay, so the script is sleeping for 40, and then we shall send the key. What should we send? C drive. Okay, we can do this or can't. Okay, we can try this, because we don't want to actually delete that stuff, right? Yes, I think it would be safe, because if we give it the wrong directory, then it won't delete anything, right? If that makes sense. So what fake directory I am given before only, I will copy that directory only. Okay, no such directory exists in my computer. No, I don't know any Kevin. Well, I know a bunch of Kevins, but it's not me, of course. Control C. Okay, you can put this real directories also. I think it won't get deleted, but I don't want to risk it, so I am doing this, and then I would make it sleep for around 40 again. So let me just copy paste. My hands are okay, so good news, only last 2 lines of the code, and then it will be good to go, and you will get relief from my voice also. So wshShell.send keys, enter. and then it would sleep. I wish I could sleep that much. Okay. Again a bad PJ. Okay, so the code is good to go now. Around 134 lines of code, and that's not a big code actually, but when you write in Notepad without using any code editor, well, I was planning to use VS Code and then write there in, so it would be easier for me, but then I thought that not many people who watch my videos are use VS Studio or any code editor, and I wanted to make this video as user friendly and as easy as possible, so I decided to use a simple Notepad instead of VS Studio. Well, it would be easier and a lot of fun when we would write in VS Studio, because there would be code snippets and I could just simply, it would be a lot simpler. So I miss VS Studio for that. Okay, so let me just give you a brief idea of what we did in the whole code. First we created an object, then we grabbed the username of the laptop, computer, PC. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is that this code would work especially for Windows. It's not for Mac, and I don't know, I have never used Linux, so I don't know about Linux, but it's not for Mac actually. If you want to use for Mac, you need to change this run to something that's compatible with Mac, and CMD to terminal or shortcut for that I don't know. I even don't know if there is a run, something called run in Mac. So you have to change some things like CLS, CMD, run, and I think that dir also is not a Mac command, and there is no C drive in Mac, so it won't look real and all that. Okay, so let us discuss the code. Inside the code, discuss the code. We created an object, grabbed the username, made some pop-up boxes, opened command prompt, went to CLS. I told you what CLS is. Then typed "Are you scared?" and then typed the username, and so that it looks as if the virus was hacking the system. Then again then there was a small pop-up box, yes and no, and in all the pop-up boxes it didn't matter what we chose, it would be the same. And then we went to CLS again and we typed "You should be scared." Well, actually I copy pasted, and then we went to CLS and clicked enter and exited the command prompt successfully. Then there were again two pop-up boxes of this time Windows. Earlier there were of Windows Virus Detector and error boxes. Then we opened the command prompt and typed dir back to back 2 times very fast so that no one could read it, and it would look as if it was gaining some information from the command prompt. Then we went to CLS and typed these prompt messages and did that so fast that they won't see this message, they would just see this message. I showed you by running that part manually. Then it would be a message box if you want to delete all the files and all that, and then it would stop at deleting the files. Okay, so it was a pretty long one, and I hope you understood it. So let's test it. So I am pressing Ctrl S if you don't know the shortcut of A, which you might know, and then you need to close this. Okay, and I lost my directory. Where was it? Yes, I think it was it here. Yes, so live stream. So see, this pop-up message came. It does not matter which button I clicked, you can try it yourself if you made it along with me. Then I am clicking on abort. Another pop-up message came, another one, and if you hear that sound, tin a faint sound because my volume is really low, but if you can make this small virus yourself and see the sound, hear the sound, and then it would open the command prompt and it's writing, "Are you scared?" See, you didn't even see it, wrote CLS and entered, and then a small pop-up box, yes or no. I am typing no, then it is showing you should be. Then again a few sound like error boxes, and it's from Windows this time. If you see, oh, where it came, okay, and then it is showing that my computer is corrupted, which is not. Then see, it's writing dir 2 times, and then it is showing deleting cookies. See, it was doing some very fast, and then if I write no, yes, it does not matter. And see, I gave you the wrong path, so I wasn't risking anything, but there was no risk actually. And this is it. You can now customize the head of this virus if you want. You can make something like it would again go to CLS and write all files deleted and some pop-up boxes if you want. But this is it for my screen. And well, actually this, okay, we made the dicto copy of this. It does not matter if I open that file or this. Okay, so this was my first ever trial of live stream or premiere, whatever you call, because it's premiere, but I plan to do a live stream. If you like this, please hit the like button, and if you have any doubts, complaints, you could have asked in the live chat. I also mentioned it earlier. And what do you say, this is it. Okay, please subscribe to my channel. Of course you must do that, because I am putting so much effort in this, making this content. And what should I say? Yes, please do make this command and try and customize. And I told you how to do many stuff like what is CLS, CMD, how can you use them, what is dir, how can you make message boxes, and all that I showed you in the stream. So try to make your own viruses, own custom things, and Google about WScript, and you can find many more commands which were not mentioned at all in this stream. And also the whole code of this virus will be in the description, so that you can just copy paste if you don't want to write and type all that thing along with my rubbish commentary. Okay, so yeah, happy coding.